Hi, welcome to the walkthrough of Lesson 5, the Skittles activity. This is a hands-on example to bridge between tangible candy and real-world air quality data. Before this activity, we recommend buying the family value bags and pre-packed smaller bags for students with at least 20 candies each. You can start by asking students something like, what data can we get from a bag of Skittles? Let your students brainstorm about color, weight, or taste. Once they open the bags, and please remind them that don't not eat the candy yet, have students count each color. You can prompt students to arrange their candies in a way that make the counting easier, but don't tell them how. Whether they use rows or piles or groups is their decision, and this decision is their very first act of making a data visualization decision. As they count, introduce the Skittle color index value, the count for each individual color. This is their raw data. Here, you might also want to prompt students to record their data on their worksheet. In this lesson, we define the color with the highest count as the driver Skittle color, and the count of that driver Skittle color as the Skittle color index, or SCI. Make sure to clarify that SCI is only the count of the driver color, not the total number of the candies. This distinction is vital for understanding AQI later. You can ask students to share their own driver Skittle color and Skittle color index now. Now you can ask your students to reflect on their way to arrange their candy to find these numbers. Up to here, students will complete step 1 of the worksheet, and we ask this question to bridge the concept to the DPV framework. So after the completion of step 1, this is where we visit the DPV framework. Have them identify the domain, which is Skittles, the purpose, which is to find the winner, and the visual, which is how they arrange their candies. And this anchors the activity into the theory we learned from lesson 2. And also, you might be able to see that your students are organizing their Skittles in different ways, which is similar to a bubble chart, a bar chart, or even a tree map. These examples might help you connect their physical candy arrangements into data visualization. And now you can challenge them, can they show the same Skittles data in a completely different way? If their step 1 was about finding the driver Skittle color, which is a comparison question, step 2 can be a composition question such as how each color contributes to the whole bag. And here, please encourage your student to pick a different big idea type from the DPV framework and sketch it out. This is the step 2 of the worksheet. And after this, we can pivot to real-world air quality data. You can ask students, how is a bag of candy like the air we're breathing? Actually, you can pause the video here for a moment and see if you can answer the question. You can explain a bag of Skittles as a bag of air, with each color can represent a pollutant, and each count represents an air quality index value. This is important to note that here you don't need to map specific color to specific pollutant. This is just a demonstration that pollutant is parallel to color when defining the index. And this is probably the most important moment in this lesson. Think back to how we defined the Skittles related concept. When we find the Skittle color index, we took the highest count. So here, air quality index is also defined as the highest AQI value of all these pollutants. It is not the sum, not the average, but the highest one. After this concept is clear, now it's time for the real-world data. You can use the Atlanta data here or find your local city's data on the EPA website. Have students identify the driver pollutant and the AQI of the day from the table using the same logic as the Skittles. Before students start working on this in their worksheet, introduce a domain convention, the Air Quality Index color scale. Here, colors are not personal choices, but are pre-existing rules defined by experts. The green here always means good air quality, and red always means unhealthy. And most importantly, the color here is tied to the air quality index value and instead of a specific pollutant. This is the same concept from the domain section of the DPV. Violate the convention might confuse your audiences. So after this, have students move to the step 3 of their worksheet to apply the DPV framework one last time and sketch out a chart for the real air quality data. And we can wrap up this lesson by connecting it to real world. Have students check a weather app, and you can ask them about what is the AQI and the driver pollutant today. This moves the lesson from the classroom to the air that they are breathing outside. So that's it for lesson 5. This one has a lot of aspects in it. It is designed carefully to have students grasp and bridge the concept of DPV and the real world. By the end, students will be able to understand the logic behind how AQI is calculated and visualized. Good luck and have fun with the candy.